Hello everyone, my name is Morgan Martels and welcome to my video portion of the Developmental and Biopsychosocial Assessment of a Child. What are the implications to social work of understanding your child's development? This project was very interesting and I liked getting the chance to be able to work with a child and actually assess the child as a social worker would. The child I interviewed was a 2-year-old boy. I actually thought it would be difficult, for one, because he's a toddler and toddlers are generally hard to work with. And number two, I wasn't exactly sure how you would assess a 2-year-old child, one that has a limited vocabulary. I wasn't sure exactly how that would go. Because I didn't know exactly how you could assess a child, the interview went surprisingly well. It didn't take as long as I anticipated, partially because his mom is a social worker. She's actually my boss. I work with her. She made it a little more smooth going, and she helped me out with the interview portion. That could be possibly why, or he was just a very well-behaved child, and that made it a lot easier for me as, playing a social worker. Understanding a child's development can help a social worker tremendously when assessing a child for any issues that would bring that child into your office. By understanding a child's development and any underlying issues that that child may have with communication or motor skills, you can better assess and plan how to treat that child in general for the problem that's bringing that child into your office. Also, by understanding a child's development, it could help assess an entire family if you were treating a family in a group setting. For example, child welfare workers work with children on a daily basis, so they assess the children, and by this, they can better understand the parents and the family in a group setting, and vice versa. They also can understand the family dynamic. Is the ASQ a good tool to use with the populations of the Southwest? I actually live in the Midwest. I live in Illinois, so I will speak for the Midwest. I think that I have a better understanding of the Midwest than I do of the Southwest. I think that the populations of the Midwest see the ASQ as a sufficient tool. In my paper, I referenced that some of the questions may have been a bit too specific for a 2-year-old or just a child in general. I kind of felt that they were more gender specific, but I understand that the ASQ really just tries to get a general interpretation of a child, and I realize that they can't have multiple different ASQs for a girl and a boy, and they don't want to get too specific. However, the questions did seem relevant to children in the Midwest. I'd say maybe even more relevant than the Southwest. And what did you learn from this experience, and reflect on my experiences? I'm glad that I got to experience this assignment because I never really worked with children, and this experience gave me a glimpse into what it could be like. In my current job, I actually don't work with children on a daily basis. It also made me realize how much a child can give you a look into a whole family and that family dynamic, and maybe some issues that the family could be facing as a whole. For example, the child that I interviewed is pretty much raised by a single mother. He sees his dad is in his life, but it's once in a while, maybe once a week if that. And I could tell from the interview that his mother was his number one in his life. It would be really interesting for me to see how he interacts with his father, but I know this was a child development assignment, but I thought that that would really give me a glimpse into the family dynamic. This assignment and working with a child has also made me realize that I will be working with a lot of difficult kids and parents in the future. Not all interviews are going to be as easy as this one was, but I think it was good for me to get the experience with a well-behaved child so I could actually see how an ideal interview would go rather than a difficult child and a difficult parent, even though I know I will get that experience in the future. So I can base those experiences off of this good experience. I've enjoyed this assignment and this experience, and I look forward to all the experiences that I will get on this journey to becoming a social worker. Thank you.